Hello, Three Kings. Another story for you. Grab yourself a blanket if you'd like, snuggle in. Now this is another book that I borrowed from the school library. It's called Where the Heart Is, and this one I chose because I read the back of it. Gives you a bit of a blurb about what it's about, and I found that it's based on a true story about a man, there he is, and a penguin, and how they form a really beautiful relationship. And I love true stories, and even though it might not be exactly what happened, the main part of the story is based off truth. So I thought that was interesting. And penguins, who doesn't love a penguin? So this story is called Where the Heart Is, and it's written by Irma and Susannah Crispe. And he's our little penguin friend. And a whole lot of fish. In 2011, Dindim, a majestic penguin, washed up on the island village beach outside Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, near Joao's home. Since his rescue, Dindim has spent 8 months of every year with Joao, leaving in February for the Patagonia coasts of Argentina and Chile and returning in June. The trip back to Joao is an extraordinary 8,000 kilometres or 4,970 miles. Scientists say they have never seen anything like it. This true story inspired Where the Heart Is. So here's Patagonia, where Dindim originated from, and he goes up the coast to Joao's island, where he lives. So the human, Joao, lives there, and Dindim's the penguin, and that's 8,000 kilometres. It's incredible. I believe the whole length of New Zealand, just for scale, is about 3,000 kilometres. So it's almost 3 times the length of the whole of New Zealand. Incredible. What a beautiful story. Try and move it so you can see. On a beach in Brazil, a tiny penguin was washed ashore. He was covered in oil and so sick that he couldn't open his eyes. There he is down there. Oh man, you see the oil. Old Joao found him and took him home. There he wiped the sticky oil from the penguin's feathers and fed him sardines. He named him Dindim. Every day, Joao fed him sardines, and after a week, Dindim was strong again. Joao took him down to the beach to say goodbye, but Dindim didn't want to leave. Joao didn't want Dindim to leave either, but he knew that it was the way it must be, so he put Dindim in his boat and rowed out to sea. The old man tipped the penguin into the ocean and sadly rowed back to shore. And there he is there. It's very amazing of the man, because I know how much I'd want to keep the penguin to myself. But as Joao walked back up the sandy path to his shanty, there was Dindim waiting. He had beaten the old man home. Dindim flattened his wings in welcome. Joao roared with laughter. There they are. What a surprise. That would be a beautiful moment. And so Dindim stayed. The old man and the penguin did everything together. They ate sardine sandwiches together. They mended fishing nets together. They even did the shopping together. But the best times were when Dindim lay on Joao's lap and sang to him a lullaby of beginnings. So the penguin would sing some beautiful calls, I guess, and the man found it soothing like a lullaby. Almost a year after he first arrived on Joao's beach, Dindim shed his feathers and grew in a new coat. He was becoming a very handsome penguin indeed. There came a day when Dindim knew in his heart it was time to leave. He waddled down to the water, honking a farewell. Watching him go, Joao's heart trembled. Gosh, that must be even harder now because they're very bonded. Dindim swam for many days and nights, barely stopping to sleep or eat. He passed whales spouting umbrellas and an albatross, there they are, with wings as big as waves. Albatross up here. Right, the page is a bit sticky in this book. When he reached the Patagonia coast, there was a whole beach of new friends waiting. Together they played in the inky ocean, whooshing through the water and chasing fields of fish. Dindim grew good and fat. I like that line there. Whooshing through water and chasing fields of fish. I know that it's not a field of fish, but the visualization is really good. A group of fish is called a school of fish. Interesting enough. But sometimes, even when Dindim was surrounded by his friends, he felt lonely. There was an ache in his heart, for he missed the old man. Have you ever had that feeling where you're sort of torn between two situations? I know I have. After months in Patagonia, he could stay no longer. The thought of Joao tugged him back into the ocean. He swam for many days and nights all the way, hoping that the old man would be there to meet him, that he hadn't forgotten him. I wonder if Joao will remember Dindim. Not far from Joao's beach, the sky swelled and lightning jagged. Dindim rode waves and wondered if he would make it. He was exhausted. A sea lion loomed out of the darkness, her teeth scraping the tip of Dindim's tail. Dindim darted left and right, pushing himself as fast as his tired flippers would go. I can imagine it's not just the long distance that's a challenge, but also the predators, the other animals that would like to eat him, and the weather conditions. Big stormy weathers would really add additional strain on his journey back to Joao's home. He made it to the beach, but the sea lion lumbered after him. Dindim could hear the slap of her body and the smell of her terrible breath. He pushed himself harder, thinking only of making it to Joao. He was so close now. How terrifying. Look at that size difference. He'd have no chance, I think, if the seal is close. Oh, sorry, not a seal, sea lion. I knew it sounded wrong as I said it. Dindim squeezed himself through a penguin-sized gap in Joao's fence and was safe. The sea lion slunk back to the ocean, defeated. Even there, saved by the tight gap of the fence. Joao was mending a fishing net. Dindim honked a hello and wagged his fat little tail like a puppy dog. Joao dropped the net and leapt to his feet. Can you only imagine? The feeling he must have felt. As Joao bent to greet Dindim, he cried tears of joy. The penguin nuzzled his beak over the old man's face, chirping softly. Dindim curled into the familiar shape of Joao's lap and sang his lullaby of belonging. He was home. What a cute ending. This whole story is so lovely, and there he is there scoffing down a whole pile of fish. So that's really beautiful, and apparently seasonally. So he would share the year, sometimes being with the penguin colony and then sometimes being with Joao, and go all that distance to do it. It's amazing. Hope you have a great day, everyone. See ya.